Hello everyone, welcome back to The Witness. As you can see, I've sent the boat out by itself. You need to do that to get to this secret. We're going to show all the secrets at the shipwreck level, all the environmental puzzles, and basically just an audio clip. And we'll talk about the audio clip. So basically you want to get to here where you can. There's a bit missing. The boat actually fills that in. Just want to make sure you got that right. So as I said, the boat fills that little gap in, and the idea is to follow the boat. Now you can do this, some people do it around the treehouse area. I just did it on the other side of the island, where the flower things are. And basically, here we go. So as you can see, that colour of the side of the boat is going to be the same, and then the objective is to follow the boat as crazy as this is, come up onto that, and we thank Jonathan, the big J in the sky, for sofas. Okay, so basically I've read a lot of I went to the Witness forums, and there was a lot of complaints about this game on the basis of people saying, I found it too aggravating there being random quotes put around. I don't agree with it. They're not random quotes. They're definitely there. I can understand why some people would get annoyed. Like, take for instance the maze, which we just did. It's very hard to know, what they're really stating, because it's not really obvious. The first part of the game, like when we went in, you can see it's basically that big question: evolution versus creationism. Whether there can be a blending of it somewhat. Having said that, it's not a open-minded series of quotes. So this is very one-sided game in the way that they've put the quotes, and I think I have more. I'm a bit more against that idea than just the random quote concept, and I'll talk about that in a minute. We'll just play this quote.
A shipowner was about to send to sea an emigrant ship. He knew that she was old and not well built at the first, that she had seen many seas and climes, and often had needed repairs. Doubts had been suggested to him that possibly she was not seaworthy. These doubts preyed upon his mind and made him unhappy. He thought that perhaps he ought to have her thoroughly overhauled and refitted, even though this should put him at great expense. Before the ship sailed, however, he succeeded in overcoming these melancholy reflections. He said to himself that she had gone safely through so many voyages and weathered so many storms that it was idle to suppose she would not come safely home from this trip also. He would put his trust in Providence, which could hardly fail to protect all these unhappy families that were leaving their fatherland to seek for better times elsewhere. He would dismiss from his mind all ungenerous suspicions about the honesty of builders and contractors. In such ways, he acquired a sincere and comfortable conviction that his vessel was thoroughly safe and seaworthy. He watched her departure with a light heart and benevolent wishes for the success of the exiles in their strange new home that was to be. And he got his insurance money when she went down in mid-ocean and told no tales. What shall we say of him? Surely this, that he was verily guilty of the death of those families. It is admitted that he did sincerely believe in the soundness of his ship, but the sincerity of his conviction can in no wise help him, because he had no right to believe on such evidence as was before him. He had acquired his belief not by honestly earning it in patient investigation, but by stifling his doubts. And although in the end he may have felt so sure about it that he could not think otherwise, yet inasmuch as he had knowingly and willingly worked himself into that frame of mind, he must be held responsible for it. William K. Clifford, 1874.
Okay, so I'm just trying to work out how to do this one. Okay, why can't I do that one? That should be right. Oh, there we go. Alright, so you've seen the 3 puzzles there. Talk about that in a minute. Just come down. Sorry, this part makes me sick. Like, I get real motion sickness on that. So that's the solution if you're after that. And there's the video code. Oh, I gotta get out. Oh, sunlight. Whew. There's... I think I've got all the... There's 3 environmental puzzles here. If you stand at the right spot, you can pretty much get them. And there's that one here. Oops. And another one there. Okay, so that's all the environmental puzzles on the ship as far as I know. There's a couple more, but we have to actually get on the boat to get to them. And I couldn't find any other situations. So actually this quote got a lot of people mad. So basically, William K. Clifford, he's a philosopher. He's the guy responsible largely for algebra in a lot of ways. He coined a couple of phrases, mind stuff and tribal self. I believe he was the pioneer of those phrases. And basically he's saying in there, it's a book, Ethics of Beliefs. And he was religious himself, but he was kind of leaning towards a new form of anti-religion, I guess, to some degree. And basically he's saying that it is immoral to have blind faith. So it is immoral to believe in something which lacks evidence. And what I don't like about this game, and this is where Jonathan Blow's really, he's very one-sided in how he presents the things. So this is often presented, that work of literature is often presented with the counter-argument by William James, which is the will to believe. And the problem with all these quotes that he's putting, they all have counter-arguments for a true searcher. Now, if, and this is all about, can there be a blending of the two, of this Christianity, of this intelligent design argument and science, if everyone is a true searcher? Like, are we willing to admit when things are question marks and not just, blindly say, well, we've developed an exclamation mark when there isn't such an exclamation mark? And that's my problem, because I mean, you could argue really in a lot of ways against evolution and say, well, you know what, you have to have blind faith, because that's what a lot of Christians do, to believe that things just randomly popped up by chance. When you look at the complexity of life, you are, and not just that, when you look at the Cambrian explosion, if you look at various things, there's a lot of question marks, things that are not answered at all in evolution. And that requires blind faith to just say, well, the answer we have so far is the best answer. And that is that there was no intelligent design and that everything just randomly popped up. And that's the interesting part about that. I'm just going to flip this thing around. And I might actually put this a bit slow because I'm not actually sure on this one. This one's actually pretty hard. So the objective of this one is to grab the circle on the outside and to follow. I might be able to go a little bit faster for now. I'm not so sure where the circle is. Oh, here we go. So if you really... Oh, so there is a circle there. And the objective is just to follow that around. Now it takes a long time. And I have just slowed it down because... Oh, hang on. Have I got the right one? Is that the inside one? I think that's the inside one. That's the one I've got to follow. So if I grab this one and just basically follow it. And this is where it gets hard. Okay. There we go. So, okay, so I've grabbed the one on the outside. This follows the outside of the ship, and it will just keep going and going. It goes on for a while. The other one goes on the inside of the ship. There's a couple on the inside as well. So, yeah, I just wish that I mean, ultimately I understand the developer has his own agenda, and that's what really it all boils down to. So if you have a look at the... you see this green little marking, basically. There we go. Just keep going. Because it kind of looked like it finished there, but it doesn't. It just keeps following around and around for a while. There we go. So you can see it joins up to this one here. Going, and it's supposed to join up to that one on top there. Okay. Oh, there. And I believe it's going to join up to that that longer one on the rock there. So yeah. As I said, but yeah, actually, in a form of it's kind of ironic because the Bible itself says that Christians that have blind faith and it's a sin, it's immoral. So even the Bible itself agrees with the anti-religious statements of William K. Clifford, saying it is a sin to believe in something that lacks evidence. And the Bible says, keep testing that you are in the faith of the truth. Don't believe every inspired utterance or whatever people are telling you. But in a very strange way, I'm a firm believer that both evolution and creation, they both require a level of faith. You're not going to escape that. And the reason for that is because both have question marks. There are unanswered questions when it comes to both. So it boils down to, I guess, a lot to what sort of life you want to live. Basically what you believe, and this is a personal thing for each person. They have to really examine basically if there's any disadvantages. I don't know how long this goes on for. I know my hand is absolutely clean. Like, is the ending of this obvious? Like, the last thing I would want to do is go all this way. I guess you just watch the green line, but that's not easy for someone who's colorblind. And a couple of the puzzles are like that on The Witness. Like, if you're colorblind, you're not going to be able to solve the puzzle. And that kind of sucks. Again, you didn't take that into consideration, big JB in the sky. Okay, so evidently there's that green line there, so that green line would continue. So you kind of... and that's the ending there. Wow! Now that will give you a cramp. Okay, where are we? So basically, we kind of want to go maybe through... I'm not actually sure where we are here. I think we want to go through this way. I'm just going to slow it down again. It kind of just goes too quick when it... And I think you want to look up when you're going through this section here. I can't remember off the top of my head if there's two or just one environmental puzzle in here, and I actually don't know where it starts. I believe it just starts up. So it's kind of as soon as you get in there, you just kind of have to just... Okay. Now we'll slow it down a bit. And I want to look up around the place. And... there, maybe? I would say there. Oh, yep, follow that ramp. Wow. That was just very, very lucky. You just want to keep following that around. And I believe that would be it. Yep, okay, whoa. And I believe that's the only one. What is it? So it looks like... no, because that's the outside one. Okay, so basically there is another one. We'll just quickly do that and then we'll call it the end of the video. So basically we'll want to go back to where we were before, and then we want to kind of maybe, I don't know if that's done it. We'll try. Is this right? Is this going to be allowed? Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, so basically what I want to do is follow this one on the inside. I should have slowed it down, but you know. Yep. Wow. And basically you want to... Whoa, you got to travel that one pretty fast. And that's the last one, I think. So if it isn't, and there's one more, I'll correct it next video. Well, I hope you enjoyed the secrets of the shipwreck side of things of The Witness, and join me next time. I have no idea where we're going next. Until next time, bye for now.